Oilersnation After Dark begins now.
An amazing afternoon down here at Brunch for Ben, followed up by one of the more disappointing performances from the Edmonton Oilers this season. And that's saying something, Sean Paganeben. The energy was great in this building. However, that was not the case down in San Jose at the SAP Center. The Oil fall down 2-0, 10-ish minutes into the game. A story we know all too well, playing from behind, trying to play comeback. They did well in the third period. They tied it up not once but twice. I sat here, thought, holy shit, Trent Frederick is going to be the one that saves Brunch for Ben. And then the Oilers allowed one. Then Jake Wallman ties it up. And then the Oilers allow another one. And we sit here, unfortunately, breaking down a 5-4 loss for the Edmonton Oilers to the San Jose Sharks. And I am sad. But hello and welcome to Oilers Nation Afternoon Delight, ONAD. And it's brought to you by Bet365, 19+. Please play responsibly because whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. I rode a Trent Frederick anytime goal, plus 1,000. We finished up pre-gaming. I went and sat down at my table. Reese begins to explain to me that they all voted. They're all riding with the Trent Frederick goal. And I went, I can't sit at this table and watch you guys celebrate in front of me if that were to happen. And what do you know, baby? Plus 1,000. One of the few positives we can talk about in this hockey game. But joined this afternoon, the one, the only, Sean Paganeben, Bordzy, Pangsy. And Pangsy, once again, it's a tough vibe check. I want your vibe check towards the game first.
Okay.
And then I want your vibe check for the awesome afternoon we had.
Okay, towards the game first. For the Edmonton Oilers, it was absolutely putrid. That effort, you know what? They had a chance to kind of salvage the road trip with the stinker against the Ducks, to have a good game, bank 2 points against the San Jose Sharks. They came out absolutely flat. The effort was super poor. Now, for the positive side, here at the Matrix, the Brunch for Ben has been phenomenal. Amazing time. Hats off. I know you gave shout out to Kennedy in the pregame. Hats off to her for organizing this entire thing. People are, their smiles, just not about the Oilers game, but just being here in general is fantastic. Prizes, giveaways, great time here.
It was a smashing success.
Yep.
And that's even every other Brunch for Ben. This is the 4th annual. We've done 3 others. They've all been awesome. But this one at the Matrix Hotel in this massive ballroom, the breakfast, give it out of 10 with a decimal point. Give me the Dave Portnoy rating.
You know what? 8.5, my favorite. I really like the eggs.
Dude, I said the same thing. They were the perfect combination of runny, but not too runny. Right in that middle ground. We're going to talk about food this afternoon because what happened out on the ice, that's why we do it. That's why we do Oilers Nation After Dark, so we can all talk it out. Citywide unlicensed therapy, as I have known to call it before, but let's get caught up into the chat. See, K. Waddy says, inconsistent bullshit hockey from the Edmonton Oilers. That's a pretty good description of what we saw in this hockey game, and the fact of the matter is, I feel like an idiot the way we talked on pre-gaming. I said, man, defensive effort in the first 2 games since the winter break. They had only allowed 6 high danger against Anaheim, 5 high danger against the LA Kings. Well, they allowed 5 high danger opportunities to the Sharks in the first period alone. And the Oilers, they were just behind the 8 ball from literally the get-go of the game. I felt bad for Connor Ingram and some of the poor defensive play. If he gives Tristan Jarry's post-game interview from the one against Minnesota, I think I would allow that in this one, because overall, I think Ingram was not the reason we lost. I thought he had some very, very good moments. He had some huge saves in the second period that allowed Edmonton to even try and make that comeback effort, but this part hurts me. I love this tweet from Bob Stauffer, or I hate this tweet from Bob Stauffer. The Oilers scored 17 goals over their 3-game Pacific Division road trip. In Pangs, they won 1 game. They got 2 points out of 3, playing teams all in their division, playing teams all at the time of the game behind them in the NHL standings. This is a massive loss, I'll say here on this. I'm trying to find the word. It's a massive disappointment on this road trip, and the Oilers, they got their work cut out for them once again, still in a playoff spot, but I didn't build any confidence off these 3 games, Pangs.
That inconsistency that you talk about is just, it's starting to get really concerning. We talk about the pregame 8-1 win over LA Kings. They're turning the page. The defense looks really good. from the top nine, solid top nine, and there's again to come out absolutely flat is just no words to say about it. It's getting old. The Oilers yet don't have much time left to start trying to figure it out. Today was a game where they could have showed the fans themselves that, hey, we are turning the page. They didn't do that.
It was there for the taking. And once again, give San Jose some credit. They were hungry. They were spunky. They had just lost 5 games in a row, so they didn't want to disappoint the hometown fans. But I can't help but feel like the Edmonton Oilers, they lost this game to me more than the San Jose Sharks won this game, but maybe that's just me and my loser talk. First things first, let's give some love to our new friends. Let's go with Derek Dodge, Brett. Let's go with Derek Dodge right now, because this is the beginning of a new chapter here at Derek Dodge in Edmonton as they are under new ownership, bringing a fresh approach, new energy, and a renewed focus on customer experience. And you see it on the screen below you.
Ooh.
If you buy a new vehicle from Derek Dodge right now, they will send you on a trip for 2 to Viva Las Vegas. You get your new whip. You get 2 tickets to Sin City, and that's a deal you simply ain't going to find anywhere else. Vegas is a big theme on our ad reads throughout pregame and postgame, and we're going to be there at the end of the month as well. Brett, give me one small positive that we could get in with this. Give me some headlines. Give me some Drizzy Drake. It didn't help. It didn't help. Headlines are brought to you by Tim Hortons, a new friend we have here on ONAD. Bangs, do you feel something exciting in the air? Well, that is because Roll Up the Rim season is officially back. You can still play on the cup while supplies last, but do not forget to also play on the Tim's app, which means more chances to win just for doing what you already do, drinking and eating Tim Hortons. Roll-up season is only around until March 22nd, so do not wait until it's over to realize you forgot to play. For more info, check out timhortons.ca/rollup. Roll up to win only at Tim's. Pangsy, favorites? What's your Tim's order? What's your Tim's order?
You know what?
If you were hungover and I'm coming over to your house,
okay.
we're going to watch an Oiler game.
Sure.
You said, Bords, I need something. What would you ask for?
I would have a chicken noodle soup and one of their smoothies. It's like a mango banana smoothie or something like that. That would be my hangover cure, to be honest with you. So, and maybe a sandwich.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Tim's sandwiches get a bad rap. I'm a huge Sausage Farmers wrap guy.
Oh, dude.
I think that's my favorite
so
fast food of breakfast, lunch, dinner, anything.
So
Wendy's
good.
JBC, take a back seat
Ooh.
to the Sausage Farmers wrap. But as for the headlines, Pangs, this might have been the most Edmonton Oilers afternoon start of all time, or at least of the season, because they were just simply not ready to go right from puck drop. And it was shockingly evident early on. There were sloppy mistakes, so many neutral zone turnovers where it was a stick 12 inches away from it, a foot away, or just losing battles. And once again, give the Sharks credit because they were winning those battles, but it was bad from the Oilers. And as we saw exemplified in a number of those early goals, the Oilers were just incredibly passive in front of their goaltender. And you didn't give Connor Ingram much of a chance. You're down 3-1 after 20 minutes, which I guess is growth, because the last time they played the Sharks, they were down 3-0 to start that game. Don't know what it is. We got 2 more matchups against the Sharks. The boys better start fucking fast. But it was so behind the 8 ball. It was so, and like, I shouldn't even say shocking. I shouldn't be surprised from this from the Edmonton Oilers, but it was just we had so many people here. I felt embarrassed that I invited all these people to watch that effort.
Yeah, absolutely. They started so slow, so much that we're here at the Matrix Hotel. I was ready to book a room to go to sleep in because I was just so tired and sleep from the way they were playing. But we
should still do that.
We should still do that after
I'm
this.
down.
But they just started with zero attention to detail and zero effort. And you know what? And I hate to pin it on, I'm not pinning on a certain person, but I'm going to bring someone up. Connor McDavid early on the power play. I've never seen Connor McDavid give the puck away twice. He had 2 giveaways. I think that killed the momentum early. And I'm not saying it's a result of that, but I don't know. The rest of the team followed on the theme of giveaways.
There was so many giveaways. NHL.com, I don't believe this.
No.
Whoever's doing the stats, you're wrong. They said the Oilers had 19 and the Sharks had 22. There is no way
No.
that is possible. Darnell Nurse, he had 3 of his own. Jake Wallman had 3 of his own. And it wasn't just McDavid. Leon Draisaitl felt like at moments was very low energy and just trying to make little subtle plays up in the neutral zone that were just instantly on a shark stick and instantly creating an odd man rush going back the other way. You talk about not starting with your best foot forward, Brett. Can we play the first goal for the San Jose Sharks? Because they talk about feeling bad for Connor Ingram when your own teammate is actively removing your equipment to play the position. I know it's easy to pick on Darnell Nurse. I understand it was not intentional. He skates by, gets tangled up with Ingram's stick, somehow takes that stick. Puck eventually leaves the zone. It's bad luck. It's bad timing. Ingram goes to grab it. And before you know it, Macklin Celebrini is back down the ice, crossing the blue line, which we'll talk about in just a second. But overall, what a terrible way to start a hockey game. And the moment you saw was number 25. A lot of voices, a lot of faces out here in Oil Country just instantly shaking and fuming with rage. Bangs, that's a terrible way to start a hockey game.
That was a tough one, and I would say even so because we were talking about how Connor Ingram, he played so good last game. I think that was just a really bad read. Like, I'd say things happened with the 6 coming out. He made a really bad read. You got to wait till the play's like really out of the zone, maybe even in the Shark zone, and especially when you have the hot shot in Macklin Celebrini. He made a good read to score there.
Now, Brett, I probably should have told you this. It's in the back of our graphics. But so when that goal goes down, we're all sitting at our big table over there. I'm talking to Tyler, and I'm losing my mind because I'm screaming, they were offsides. They were offsides. I felt like it was so obvious that they were offsides. I then do a little bit of digging. Shout out Reddit.com and the Oilers subreddit. Bangs, could you look up by that Edmonton Oilers bench over there? Does that appear like somebody might be offsides a little bit?
A ton.
Not even a little bit. It's baffling. It's mind-boggling. I'm sitting there going, surely they're going to challenge this one. Like, obviously, Tyler's looking at me going, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. That one is so clearly not a goal. And then all of a sudden they cut the camera and Celebrini's dropping the puck for the face-off there, and they're down 1-0 early on. That's not a reason they lost. They had so many errors in this game that weren't there. But, Bangs, if I could see that from the projector screen in the 5th row of tables over there, I was shocked that nobody on the Oilers coaching staff or video coaching staff were able to point that out. I was pissed off.
The only thing that can explain that situation is the referees must be the ones that they had in the Olympics there in the Czechia game when they had like 8 players on the ice. So maybe the same refs.
That hurts. Now, continuing with the terrible first period for the Edmonton Oilers. Brett, can you throw up the 2-0 goal for me as well? So this one, yes, the Sharks are on the power play. Michael Misa is the one who eventually scores this. But you see it? I love this angle from behind the net here because there is so much time in front. There are so many Oilers bodies in front. Scramble ensues. Plenty of opportunity to grab that puck. Now, Jake Wallman, as you see it here, does try to play it back and pin it to Connor Ingram, which we see that play made so many times in a hockey game, especially on the PK. You want to get a whistle. So I understand that. I can't really be upset with that, but it's just bad luck. But you look, 4 white jerseys all surrounding the blue paint for the Edmonton Oilers, and nobody makes a play on the puck. And somehow Michael Misa is there. I mean, it's a good poke from behind the net. It comes right out in front. Had this be a one-time thing, I'd be like, okay, it's bad luck, whatever. This was a theme throughout the game. Hate that we're going to have to keep showing more goals for the Sharks, but this was frustrating as all hell. You could see it on McDavid's face. And for a team that has been so vocal post-Winter Games break about their defensive effort, how they need to shut it down in front, they can't keep leaving their goaltenders out to dry. That didn't look like that very much to me, Pangs.
That one is just lack of execution on that. I can understand.
Give a shit meter.
Give a shit meter and big time lack of communication. Jake Wallman, I understand what he's doing. He's funneling the puck towards his netminder to be like, hey, cover this. But at the same time, he should be screaming at Ingram, cover it. Because none of them knew what they were doing. As a result, it's in the back of the net there.
I'm seeing a lot of people saying trade Nurse, fire Knob. You want to pop that back open for me? Yeah, it's disaster time in Oil Country right now. Let's continue the third period disaster. So the Oilers, they do get on the board. Shout out our boy, Leon Draisaitl. Brett, throw up 3-1 for me because it's the cherry on the shit sundae of defensive zone coverage for the Edmonton Oilers because The shot's from the point. It gets blocked by a couple bodies in front, and it's just laying out there. And Alex Wenberg is able to skate untouched freely into it, and he buries it into a wide open net. Connor Ingram, he was scrambling. He couldn't find the puck, and maybe it's easier said than done that, hey, find that loose puck and make the effort over there. But as you see this one continue, there it is. He goes right to it. It's a little bit easier said than done because that happens in such a bang-bang play, but that was the shit Sunday for the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, 100%. And just take a look at that tail end of that goal there. Like, Darnell isn't even looking at the shooter. Like, the fact that, like, no one really knew where the puck was on that, it's just, to me, it's like lack of, like, again, attention to detail, urgency. Where is the play happening? It's one of those things. The Oilers just didn't seem prepared and ready for this game.
Not at all. Not at all. And then the second period did have a little bit better of an effort, but once again, it's all in a losing cause. I have been handed an emergency note, and we would like to wish a very, very special birthday to Kimberly. There she is. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for watching all the time. Said Tyler does it from year to year. We're not going to ever forget about you folks. You guys are the best. Without the fans, Pangs, I say this all the time, I don't have a job.
Sure.
So thank all of you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you for watching in. Go, Kimberly. I wish the Oilers could give a better performance than that for your birthday, but it is what it is. She said me too. I'm sorry. All right. Continuing the effort, or continuing with the game and some headlines. Let's talk about it. One, Connor Ingram. Because, as I said, I honestly felt bad for Connor Ingram throughout this game, especially in the first period. A number of scrambly plays in front, pucks just laying out where you may expect your defense or forwards to have a little bit more of a give-a-shit meter, as we said there before. But we talk about goaltenders being a product of the play in front of them. I hope Oilers fans are more aware of that now after we have pushed out Stuart Skinner out to Pittsburgh, and now we see the same issues with all of our goaltenders here for the Edmonton Oilers. And Ingram, I want to give him all the credit in the world because he battled, felt like he was hung out to dry repeatedly in the first 20 minutes, but there was no quit in him. And I mentioned in the second period, he had some huge saves, dude. He was sliding side to side, getting his glove on it, and those are the saves you need to make if you want your team to attempt a comeback in the third period. Here you see it on your screen, 28 of 33, allows 5 goals, 844 save percentage with a 1.08 goals saved below expected. I was checking the numbers during the game. During the second period, he was back up to like positive 1 goal saved above expected. I still think thoroughly Connor Ingram, he's my go-to guy. He made a lot of big stops in this game, but even he could not overcome some of the lack of defensive coverage in the D zone for the Oilers.
Absolutely. I could not pinpoint this loss on Connor Ingram at all. He made some big saves. There was that one sequence in the second period where I think it was 2 Oilers giveaways, and then on that same shift, he made 3 huge saves. Probably one of them, like the best save he's made all season to keep his team in the game. We talk about high danger chances. So last game, the Oilers only faced 5 high danger chances. This game, doubled that, more than double that, 12, and he made 9 at the 12 high danger saves. So that is on the Oilers. That is on the team in front of him. Connor Ingram had a decent game. He came up with some big saves. I'm not pointing the loss on him.
Apparently the Oilers just need to score 6 goals every single game to get this done, and I don't want to blame the goaltenders. This team is so a box of chocolates because you literally never know what you are going to get. We talked so much on pre-gaming about their drive to be a better defensive team. They are saying all the right things. They focused on all these things over the Winter Games break. They allowed 11 high danger in the last 2 games. Bang, 11 or 12 high danger, you said, in this game alone. And that's the part for me, dude, that is very discouraging when we talk about 22 games remaining before the NHL playoffs. We know what this Oilers team is by now, and they are shaky at defending. They are inconsistent at defending, and sometimes their offense, where the Oilers, it's one of the best offense, if not the best offense in the entire NHL, but even they might not be able to combat some of the complete brain farts in the defensive zone. I don't really know what other way to describe it than that, where you're just so many guys caught puck watching, so many guys being passive in the defensive zone. It's just they need to find some consistency here. And Pangs, the NHL trade deadline is in less than a week. The Oilers have one more game until the deadline. And after that, it's going to be on the guys in the room to figure that out. And we'll get into it some more with the good, bad, and oily. That second pair of Darnell Nurse and Jake Wallman included. I'm going to put him in this as well. He scored a goal, but he was not great this afternoon, in my opinion. And you need that second pair to shoulder some serious minutes during the NHL playoffs, maybe against some serious offensive competition on the other side. And Pangs, I'll be real with the folks. I am not confident that that second pair can get it done against some of the best teams in the NHL.
I'm a bit worried about that second pair. I always thought that maybe, hey, Jake Wallman, it's him trying to get into the rhythm, returning from an injury.
And he's playing on the right side.
It's just, you know what? I think going into the season, they were just so strong on Jake Wallman can play the right side. Jake Wallman can play the right side. I think we're so far into the season that we need to be realizing that's not his strong side, and it's not working right now. It is not working. Maybe Coffee back can get things going for that second pair, but it is not working. We generally see Darnell Nurse has a nurse whisperer. Jake Wallman next to him, I don't think is it.
He's definitely not it. And you're right. The Oilers were consistent from training camp. I remember reading the quotes from Wallman, and he was like, if you're going to play me on the right side, I want it from game one, and I want it the whole way. And here we are, 60 games in. Not really in love with that second line pairing. I still believe that Wallman could do that. Maybe Darnell Nurse just isn't the guy to be with them on that pairing. And it's a conversation we have had way too many times in the 3 post-game shows I've done post-winter games about what do you do with Darnell Nurse. This has been a question that's surrounded Oil Country for a couple of years now. Don't worry, folks. It's not going away anytime soon. And the discussion always is you need to maybe insulate Darnell Nurse. Maybe he needs to be the most expensive third pairing guy that you have ever seen in the NHL. But the argument I keep making is, yeah, what are you going to do? Throw Spencer Stastny to the Wolves on the second pair? And I don't want to keep bringing him up. Imagine you had Brett Kulak on the third pair right there. And I don't know. I get he was bad this season. I would be so confident in Brett Kulak, able to at least take some of those minutes away. And feels like the only choice for the Oilers right now might be on the trade deadline. Who? If I pumped you full of truth serum right now, who's your number one target, would you say, for a D-man on the deadline?
You know what? Ever since you said the John Klingberg in the pregame, and I was thinking about it all game, and I was talking about it with Liam, and I'm like, that actually makes so much sense because right now, I don't think you're spending the bank for, I don't know what even would be out there on the right side, but John Klingberg would be a low-cost, small addition that we know works with Jake Wallman. We know that pair works. Maybe even drop Darnell Nurse to the third pair with Ty Emberson. Maybe that's what you roll with.
I think the all options need to be open. All doors need to be open right now. I'm seeing people here saying he needs to sit. He can't do anything. And I would be in full support of that because we've seen from Chris Knobloch, right? Yeah. At least lately, when he yanked Tristan Jarry out of that game, it was because, all right, this has gone far enough, and you are actively preventing us from winning the game. We heard the quote pregame on Spector's tweet where he said, we need to play the guys that give us the best chance to win. Sad to say, but I don't think Darnell Nurse gives you any chance to win right now. And I said it during the game. I went, playing NHL defense is hard. But holy shit, Darnell makes it look like the most difficult thing in the world. We'll leave it at that. Let's go now to the good, the bad, and the oily, brought to you by Oodles of Noodles, baby. Download the app today. Oh, wait, whoa, cancel everything. Brett says we have a Darnell Nurse clip right here ready to go. Woo. I would like to hear from the horse's mouth himself. So, Brett, let's take a listen to our boy Darnell.
What about your game? How's your game going? It looked like you fought it tonight.
Good analysis.
Yeah. Well, my point would be, it always takes, when a team's having a hard time, it takes the guys wearing the letters, the best players, to get you out of this thing. Mm-hmm. Tonight, we didn't see that. The best guys were the ones making the mistakes. Does that have to change before you can get out of this thing?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Wasn't expecting that for Darnell Nurse post-game interview. Okay, instant reaction to that, Pangs, is I hope that is just because it's Mark Spector asking him those questions, and that's why he has such a short response, because if that is your assistant captain in a post-game interview clip where he was without a doubt the worst player on the ice, and he can't give you more than 4 or 5 words, that pisses me off. And I mean, once again, I hope to believe that is just because Speck is asking that question. So he says good analysis, which is probably the case. But once again, that's not what you want from your leader in the room, 31 years old. He's born in 1995, like myself. That looks immature. That looks irresponsible. That looks like he's ignoring everything terrible that he did out on the ice today, which once again, hey, man, you're going to have bad games. It's going to happen up and downs. Darnell, you've been here enough. You've been through those post-game media scrums. That is shocking to me right there to see that from Darnell. And wow, Pangs, what's your takeaway from that?
You took the words right out of my mouth. That's an immature response from a leader on the back end there. Darnell Nurse had a bad game. And Tristan Jarry, when he had a bad game, when was it against Minnesota, or a couple games ago, 3 games ago, he took accountability. Darnell Nurse needs to take accountability and say, hey, you know what? I did play bad. I need to do better. You just sharp responses, kind of childish responses from Darnell Nurse. I would have liked to see him take accountability there.
That's so childish. That is so like one of the kids at Brunch for Ben would have given that kind of answer. That is Daryl. I'm seeing a lot of people in right here reacted like he doesn't like criticism, or maybe he doesn't deserve it. Nurse is the least accountable leader on this team. Once again, I understand why people have their disdain for Mark Spector from time to time. I get it.
Yeah.
I also think Speck is one of the few Oilers reporters that will say it straight up and will give it to you straight up. Sometimes he maybe needs to choose his words a little bit better. Do you think anything that he asked right there was egregious by any means? He said you were fighting it out there, which I think personally is putting that incredibly fucking nicely, Darnell Nurse. And that the second one is he points out your star players weren't the best, and they weren't the best in this hockey game, even though I think McDavid had 3 points. But we talked about it from Connor, Leon, and their turnovers. I don't think anything Speck said right there is out of left field or anything. Do you?
I think the way Spector asked those questions just kind of teed it up perfectly for Darnell Nurse to present what do you need to do better. What do you need to do better? Whether it is, hey, I got to try harder. Hey,
Wake the fuck up.
I just got to not do giveaways. Hey, I just got to be ready for games. He didn't give like an answer. He didn't take accountability. He just said, yeah, no, I'm good. Oh, no, fine.
Rain City 11 said, I'd like to be a fly on the wall in that locker room. Something is up. And I guess you take it back to the comments made by Leon Draisaitl before the break. Take it a couple games before that, the comments made by Tristan Jarry after the Minnesota Wild game. Doesn't seem like all sunshine and rainbows in that room right now. I'm curious when we get some other post-game clips here for some other guys if they're going to have the same energy as well. Shout out Brett. That's great producing right there because, wow, I'm a little bit taken back by that. Okay, park that for a second. Good, bad, oily. Shout out Oodle Noodle. Download the app today and you could win your way on the nation vacation. Coming up March 24th to the 27th. Bordzy's going. Pangsy's going, and you could be going just by eating delicious Oodle Noodle. You can download the app. You can enter the draw that way, or you go in store. You can enter a physical ballot box. And then, Jay, I'm assuming like next week or the week after, I should probably know this when they're going to draw it. I'll tell you next game that they draw it in studio. They pull it out, and then we post it online. And you could be flying with Bordzy and Pangsy to Viva Las Vegas. You excited?
Yeah, and I was just thinking, I was like, if things went down the way they did here at the Brunch for Ben, I think Banjo guy is going to be winning. Or no, Mullet. Sorry,
all of our Oilers fan celebrities were down here this afternoon, and they won everything.
They won everything.
They won all the cool raffles. There was a point when I think it was Banjo guy won, and he just for the cooler, and he just got up with. If you've never seen Banjo guy, the most alpha person you've ever seen. He also was wearing a jean jacket, sleeveless vest, and Reese said he got out of his car earlier and it's like minus 18 degrees outside. There's Banjo Guy out of his vehicle. No problem walking in that cold.
Just the aura, too.
And then when he won the cooler, it was just this loud, deafening. He like fist pumped and he won his cooler back that he had donated for the raffle. Unbelievable stuff. Keep it on track. The good this afternoon, Brett. I went with one Evan Bouchard because I think if you look through the Oilers decor, second pairing, they were brutal. I think Ekholm had some mistakes. Stastny, I actually thought, made some pretty good plays throughout. But Evan Bouchard, here you see his stat line against San Jose. 1 goal, 3 apples, 2 shots, 23-16 time on ice. I believe he now has 9 points over his last 4 games. He's up to, what is it? I think that would be 69 points on the season. Nice. We appreciate that. And he is the first Edmonton Oilers defenseman since Paul Coffey to record 21 points over a 10-game stretch. He's been unbelievable recently. The fact that this stretch includes the Winter Games break where he did not play. Imagine he's been playing like this and he was on Team Canada. That's a whole nother open wounds I'm opening there. Besides the point, Evan Bouchard, I think, he has silenced so many critics this season. I sit here every single game. I'm on ONE. I can gauge the fan base pretty well from time to time in the chat. In the last couple of years, there's obviously the boneheaded mistakes from time to time from Bouchard, and that's the vocal minority. That vocal minority has been quiet this season, and especially over the last several months, because people just face facts. Evan Bouchard is an elite defenseman, top 5 defenseman, top 3 in my opinion. Now, and he probably is 3, but I'll leave it at that. He's been unbelievable recently. I thought he was great in this hockey game, and he's doing all the right things. He's leading from the front. He's one of the stars that I think played well.
Yeah, Evan Bouchard, aside from the first 10 games of the season, has been phenomenal this year. I think right now he's maybe like 9th in the league. And I remember earlier in the season, I even wrote this article, and I'm like, yeah, Evan Bouchard can even challenge for the Norris maybe this season. And I remember got some chirps for that. But I've heard, in the media that, hey, maybe he could be in Norris contention. He's been phenomenal. And I think with the Olympics and with the Team Canada, I hate to bring it up, I hope people the naysayers of Evan Bouchard, when you look at the Olympics and Canada couldn't transition the puck up to their forwards, I hope that shows those naysayers how valuable Evan Bouchard really is.
He would have been pretty good at that. He's pretty elite at that. But look at this one here. Beautiful stuff. You'll see Evan Bouchard coming down the wing. Like, he's along the sidewall. He finds his gap. He finds his moment. And then 97, go and put that on his tape every single time. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Evan Bouchard recently. Really coming into his own in the prime of his NHL career. Now, with good comes bad. This one's obvious. I went with the second pairing of Darnell Nurse and Jake Wallman. Darnell has been fighting it for much of this season, and these 3 games out of the Winter Games break have somehow gotten even worse. He was dreadful against the Anaheim Ducks. I think he picked it up a little bit against LA, and this game was doomed from the start when he ripped out Connor Ingram's stick out of his hands, and many a moments unable to battle in front of the crease. And then I just thought for Darnell, it was just low effort. It was the give a shit meter once again. Low effort on the boards, low effort in front of the nets. And right now, the bar's pretty low for Darnell, right? And I'm still sitting here disappointed night after night. And I said it, the fact that is your second pairing, which for most teams is a shutdown defensive pairing. Darnell Nurse hasn't been defending at all. And now he's not even answering questions in the media. Taking his ball and going home. The bad should be fucking terrible right now as a second pairing, especially after what I heard from Daryl there. I'm in a bad mood now, folks. I'm in a bad mood after that.
Yeah, it's tough. And he also led the way with 3 giveaways for the Oilers this game.
That needs to be so many more giveaways.
It has to be.
Who does these stats?
Per natural stat trick, 3 giveaways, but I can account for more. And the giveaways are just in really bad spots in the defensive zone as well. And I'll say as a whole, too, it's just been a tough season for Darnell Nurse. Over the last 6 seasons, he's finished on the plus side. And he's on trend. He's on minus 11 right now. It's looking like his first minus season in like 6 seasons. So it's been a tough one for him overall. The Oilers really need him to step up.
They need something from him, and once again, I don't know if that means sit down for one game, right, and just kind of reassess, regroup. I understand he makes $9.25 million, but he's actively hurting the team. And we talk about something needing to change. We do have a clip also from one head coach, Chris Knobloch, talking about his team's defensive effort and the things that he needs to see be done differently for this team to succeed. Brett, can we take a listen to that one?
Your team is scoring enough to be able to win games. What do you need to see differently defensively?
Yeah, that's I think some more, obviously defensive plays. I think tonight you look at it, maybe some block shots, some shots that get through us, make it hard for the goaltender. Obviously you look at a point shot and you're thinking, it's far away, and most of the time that is the case, but usually it has to get through several layers to get to the net, and they scored a couple goals like that tonight, so I think that's probably the one area I would like to see us get better at defensively tonight, from just getting into the lanes a little bit better.
Getting in shooting lanes, absolutely, and I think coming back, crashing in front of your crease, making a play on the puck, not just. There was a lot of puck watching. There was a lot of lethargic efforts. I keep going back to the give a shit meter. And Brett, can you play the fourth goal, 4-3 for Alex Wenberg? I believe it was the one in front that came from behind the net. Because we looked at those goals from the first period, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of them scrambly in front of the net, not much defense happening. And yes, they played better in the second, felt like they were locking things down defensively a little bit. And this one right here is the exact same issue from the first period, the exact same issue that we have seen all season for the Edmonton Oilers. You can go back to game 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I have said the same shit all season long, and you look at all these bodies in front. Nuge smashed his stick down on the ice because he was pissed, and he's to blame there as well. The fact that you make those multiple similar mistakes in the first period and then later on again in the game when you have finally tied it up after a beautiful Trent Frederic goal, this is so deflating, and I get that from Nobby getting in shooting lanes. My number one message would be, holy shit, help out your goalie, which I guess he is getting in shooting lanes, but you're picking up what I'm laying down.
100%. I look on that play, and what they lacked there was communication between Ty Emberson and Spencer Stastny. You need to tell the other person who's getting the puck. They both just kind of went, stopped. Puck was in front of the net, and then a goal. So there was just lack of communication on that play. And then the one where Wallman didn't communicate with Ingram, lack of communication.
Okay, I got two options for the Oilie. Brett, don't change it yet because I want to go with that one second. I already picked the Oilie before I thought about it. It's Trent Frederic finally getting on the score sheet, baby. Yeah. Where were you when Trent Frederic almost saved brunch for Ben? Because it was awesome to see Matt Savoy with an absolute beautiful offensive play. He goes down the left wing and dangles a little whoop backhander, plays it out right in front, and Trent Frederic is able to bury that bad boy. My favorite part of the highlight, and we'll see it here as it starts to go. No, that's look at that. Look at that from the fellas. But I don't think that was it. But Trent Frederic not only buries the goal, the puck shoots right back out to him, and he buried it again for second measure. I think everybody here laughed at that, and they went, yeah, man, he needs to see the puck go in. He needs to see the ball go through the couple times. Shout out, Freddie. That was pretty oily, and it's the third time we've seen it all season. I believe it was a 35-game goal drought. Yeah, baby, let's go.
To Trent Frederic. You know what? He was my anytime goal scorer in the pregame. And the reasons why, he's been playing, I was going to say great. I'm going to say really good since the last games. He was holding on to pucks, making plays. In this game, he made no mistake. Buried it twice. Also, very effective game today from Trent Frederic.
It was. Now for my real Oilie, it has to be brunch for Ben because this was an incredible afternoon with so many bright, shining faces. The kids were so cute
Yeah.
here, man. They spent the entire game over in the other ballroom playing mini putt, playing all kinds of games. It was cute to see our fearless leader, Jay Downton, being bossed around by his small daughter, taking him from room to room to room, and he had no choice in the matter. He basically missed the entire third period. We had Banjo Guy, we had McMullet, and obviously we had Mike and Leah Stelter. And let me just say, those two people, that entire family, is some of the strongest, most inspiring, best people I have ever met. Their energy is infectious. They are such good people who do such good things and have been dealt an incredibly difficult hand. But if somehow my saying, it was my dad said it to me back in the day, more good than bad, and that family, it perfectly exemplifies more good than bad. Because look at what we created here today for the fourth time. We're going to be doing Brunch for Ben for as long as I can imagine. It is never going to stop. These events are getting better and better. And for Brunch for Ben, one more time, Kennedy. She does it all. Oh, she's still in the room too, I think she is. She does amazing work. She's the queen here at Oilers Nation. She's our mother hen. Without her, I don't know if anything would get done or nothing would be organized. I'll tell you that, because we got a bunch of idiot dudes running around in this place. Brunch for Ben, 4th annual. It was absolutely fantastic, Pangs.
Amazing time. The warmth, the joy from everybody. And yeah, like you said, the kids are just smiling. The families are smiling. It was just a great event overall. The food was great. The Stelters are amazing. The prizes that were donated.
There was some sick prizes.
Amazing prizes.
I can't believe Eli, our employee, won the Women's Canada jacket.
Donated by Lauren Kyle herself.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty amazing.
He said the tag said $3.99 on it, and he goes, start the bidding at $500 for anybody out here.
Yep.
Eli's gonna look super jacked in that Women's Canada jacket, baby. Get at him if you want it, ladies. Then I guess that'll do it for Oily Brunch for Ben. Let me just say, had we not been at Brunch for Ben right now, I would be in such a worse mood than I am. I feel fed, got a couple Caesars in me, a couple Cronenbergs. Life is good. And we're happy to share an afternoon like this with so many bright, shining faces, including the Stelters. That'll do it for Good, Bad, and Oily. This one's obvious, but let's try and dig deeper. Who was wearing the jeans out there this afternoon, Pangs? It's brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because only the finest tasting meat products earn the Wilhauk name. Made from 100% Alberta beef, their jerky is aged, seasoned, smoked, and marinated to savory perfection. They gladly fill orders of any size, and you can find their jerky, sausage, and other products out of their Leduc location. For more information and to get yo jerky on, head on over to WilhaukBeefJerky.com. Now, if you want to hand out your own personal jeans award, you see the voicemail line active at the top of the YouTube chat. I think it was made for games like this, where if you want to let it rip, let me know what you thought about Daryl, what you thought about the Oilers' effort in this game. Let's hear it. I want to hear it. Click the link, speakpipe.com. Shout out to intern Tristan, doing a bang-up job. He was here for the first 2 periods, and like a hard-working man, he knew, hey, it's a job before it's fun, and he went back to the office for the 3rd period to get some work in. Battle, I'm supposed to say Tristan. I'm not supposed to call him Sergeant Battle, even though I do it all the time, because he is like, I should call him by his name. What do you mean?
Oh, sorry. I mean, he has a name. Sorry. He's a person.
He's a great kid, and he's doing great stuff. Now, for the jeans chat, play along. It is obviously Darnell Nurse, but I feel like I have already ragged on him enough. Is there anybody else in this game that maybe you didn't overly like their performance? I'm blinded by my Darnell hate, especially after that interview.
It is hard to think of someone else because of how bad Darnell played. I just overall as a whole, the team effort was pretty bad. So I'm gonna leave it at Darnell.
The chat, all it is: jeans, nurse, woman, and nurse, man. Nurse man gets the jeans with the special nod to Ingram on that first goal. Yeah, once again, you need to have better awareness if you're Connor Ingram on that moment, but so does Darnell Nurse needs to have better awareness in don't actively steal the equipment from your goaltender. Talk about playing down a man. He's playing down an object right there, and man, what a terrible. We should have known. We should have just done After Dark right from that moment. Right? No, because we wouldn't have even got to enjoy the Trent Frederick goal.
True.
That is my North Star. Yep. I have been looking for that for weeks, months, and we did finally get it. Any other candidates the baby curse gets us once again. So on the Darnell Nurse subject, so it's been, not confirmed, I don't know. People are saying that Darnell Nurse, him and his wife, had a child last night, to which maybe that's a reason why he wasn't playing so well out there on the ice. I don't really even want to touch it, but in my first reaction was, well, she didn't give birth in San Jose. Darnell Nurse wouldn't have been there. I don't know. I mean, sure, he's probably on the phone, I don't know, but that's, I guess, part of it. Maybe you could make that as an excuse for Darnell Nurse, sure, but that one definitely doesn't apply to the Anaheim game. It doesn't apply to moments in the LA game. I don't know. I didn't want to touch that one, really.
Yeah, I mean, if he did have another child, it kind of fits.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Let's lead with that.
And it did kind of fit the childish response I did have. So who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But congrats.
Shake my hand. I want to shake your hand. That's good. That's good stuff right there for my boy Sean Paganini. But we do also have one more clip, courtesy of our producer, Brett Holden. And it's Leon Draisaitl. I saw a little bit of it here on X.com, the Everything app. And Leon, it's him talking about the mistakes that this team continues to make night after night. And simply what needs to change, probably stopping those mistakes. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, it is everybody for sure. I think everyone is, making the wrong reads right now, and maybe a little bit of, fragile on our decision making. So, got to find a way to fix it.
We're 60 games in here. We talked in Calgary about it's time now to do this thing. You guys scored 17 goals on this road trip. You go 1 for 3. When does it start? You've had this conversation, I'm sure. How do you get it to set in and kick in?
I don't know. You just have to do it.
It has to be because it's Spec Ants asking the questions, because that one as well was a very, very short response. But, dude, I feel like I have heard that same interview clip 59 times or 60 times this. No, not that. They've obviously won enough games, but I've heard that a lot. And the answers obviously need to come from the room. Yes, the trade deadline is coming up in 6 days away from now, but you cannot fully expect Stan Bowman to find a way to just magically from up top find the new pieces that step in and fix all these problems. The answers need to come from in the room. And I've heard the discussions, right? Like, oh, there's no Corey Perry as a leader in this room anymore. And like, where are they going to get it? Connor, Leon, Darnell are 29, 30 years, 31 years old. They are veterans of the NHL. They have been to back-to-back Stanley Cup finals. They have been through basically everything except for winning the actual Stanley Cup, and they should be able to find the answers in the room. But here we are, 60 games in, still having the exact same discussions we had the first 10 games of the season.
The clock is ticking.
It's been ticking.
Has been ticking. The Oilers don't have a lot of games left to play. 21 games, maybe 20. And Leon Draisaitl just looks so upset, tired there. And whether him and McDavid didn't look like McDavid for most of the game, but hey, they've been in Italy for the last 3 weeks. So this was an opportune time for the Darnell Nurses of the world, the Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, the Zach Hymans, to really step out and say, hey, those boys are a little bit tired. We're at the end of the road trip here. They didn't step up. The leaders, you need a better answer.
They got to lead.
They got to lead.
They got to find a way to get it done. I'm seeing some people in here. The word fragile is making its appearance back in the chat and surrounding the Edmonton Oilers. Fuck. It's what I say to that. That word's a bugaboo for me when it comes to the Oil. And then I guess there was somebody said it right here where they go, all the mistakes are mostly from Nurse. So maybe there's a quick fix to it. Maybe those mistakes right there. But once again, it isn't that simple. There are several bodies in the blue paint for the Edmonton Oilers who aren't making the plays when it's scramble ensues, chaos ensues in front of the net. And I'm not a coach, right? But I genuinely do deep down think that those things just come down to effort, to wanting it more than the other team, to saying, holy shit, we've made this mistake a lot this year. I got to go put my body in the line. We saw it, I think it was the Anaheim game, maybe the LA. There was a play where a guy was going to the net, and Ty Emerson just said, fuck it. Yeah. Boom. Took the penalty, took him down, goes in the box for 2 minutes. The Oilers did kill it, and even that is what I'm looking for. Do not allow them to get opportunities from in tight and do everything you can to prevent that. Doesn't feel like the Edmonton Oilers have been doing that lately.
No, again, I'm
yeah.
just kind of at a loss
Let's
for
move on.
words.
Bordzy's Bankroll brought to you by Bet365, 19 plus. Please play responsibly because whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION, NATION, and you can get in on all of the fun. Throw it up for me, my pal Brett Holden. Because what do you know, baby? We go
Nice.
3 for 3 on the bankroll. One of the few positives in here. I actually cleaned up on Bet365. The
Nice.
Trent Frederick plus 1,000 anytime goal. That was incredible. I was so correct in saying I can't watch you guys celebrate in front of me. I need a piece of that. That was almost as good as the win. But no, it's not. So we got 3 here. Jake Wollman hits 2+ shots on goal. McDavid 2+ points. And Bouch 1+ points as well. Bouch had 3. Connor had 3. They led offense. They led on the score sheet, I will say. And I mean, besides from a couple turnovers from Connor, he was electric in this hockey game as well. But what do you know, baby? Somebody won something tonight.
And you know what, Henry?
Hey!
In pregame when I saw this, I looked at him like, dude, you're gonna nail 3 for 3. You're gonna go 3 for 3 here, and you did. So congrats.
I felt good about this. I
Yeah.
felt good about this one. So hopefully we can keep it rolling. We move Tuesday's game. I believe they play the
Ottawa
Ottawa
Senators.
Senators. And then Friday is the trade deadline. But Friday night, they play host to the Carolina Hurricanes. Interested in that one. Carolina, good squad as well. Oh, man, this season, as I just look at the schedule here, there's not much left,
No.
Bangs. The boys need to figure it out. And obviously, they are still third place in the Pacific Division standings. A couple other notes before we get in the voicemails. People, get them in. Get them in right now. Get them in while they're hot, while you're still feeling angry, while you're still feeling pissed off. Those are my favorite voicemails that we get. And I guess a couple notes that I just had written down was the Oilers' power play to start the hockey game. The very first opportunity they had was one of the worst power plays they've had all season. They couldn't gain the offensive zone. They had 3 to 4 neutral zone turnovers that led to odd man rushes, shorthanded odd man rushes, going the other way for the Sharks. Thank the Lord Connor Ingram was in the crease and was able to stop a couple of those. It was really weird to see. I had Matt Savoy first goal scorer, so I was PP2.
Oh,
get him
yeah.
out there. Get him out there. Let's go. And it's funny because the first opportunity they get looks dreadful. The second one they get, they make quick work of it. McDry, little give and go in the back of the net. Before you know it, they do go 1 for 3 in total in this hockey game. So 33%, you will take it. Now, the one thing that I want to mention, it has nothing to do with the result of the game. But that was a wild missed high stick of Zach Hyman at the very end there in the third period. It's a missed call. It's an egregious missed call. I get it. But I did not like Zach Hyman pleading his case to the referee, completely taking himself out of the play. He skated past the front of the net to go yell at the referee. And I get it. He's hurting. He's pissed off in that moment. You got to be a professional there. I was screaming, you're clearly hurting. Just go stand in front of the net. Just go stand in front of the net. That was weird. He obviously then continued to play along and kept engaged in the play, but that was a moment a lot of people here at Matrix were, Robo, what the fuck? What the hell is going on? And then that continued when Zach Hyman went and pled his case to the referee going, dude, he's not going to retroactively change his mind 30 seconds later. Once again, this is so much easier said than done when I am here on the sideline, but that was a weird sequence to end the hockey game.
Yeah, absolutely too. And on that play, when he took him out of the play there, the Oilers, like, they had control of it. They could have had a scoring chance where the play could have been him trying to tip it. So he kind of held a scoring chance by pleading his case there. So yeah, you want to keep playing there, Zachary.
I see Bo is in the chat. He said on the plus side, Aaron isn't as red today. Folks, it's the new camera we have in the studio. I swear to God, I am not that red. I mean, from time to time, I can get a little red there, get a little fired up, get a little blood pumping, but we haven't been able to figure out the white balance. This is what I normally look like.
Fair enough.
Vouch?
Yeah,
Vouch,
no,
this is
he's
what I
good.
normally
This
look
is his
like.
normal pigmentation for sure.
Solid pigmentation. A couple other things. Tell you what I didn't like throughout this hockey game, and it was a little touch and go throughout. Nobby went back to the line blender.
Yeah.
And the one that I didn't like was he broke up the second line of Savoy, Leon Draisaitl, and Jack Roslovic. He eventually went back to it from time to time, but the Oilers go down 3-1 after the first period. And in my opinion, that had nothing to do with Matt Savoy or Jack Roslovic. They were not the reason we were down. And I get, familiarity with Kapanen, with Podkolzin, break glass, you go back to what you know. I just didn't think that was a necessary move to make from Chris Knoblauch. And then you saw later in the game, Matt Savoy makes an unbelievable play where he goes down the wing and feeds it out to Trent Frederick. I personally think when the kid's playing that good, we're watching him go through the best stretch of his NHL career. I don't know why you would actively get in the way of that, of that run that he's going on right now. And I think thoroughly Matt Savoy earned a leash from the last couple of games. He had 5 points in his last 2 games, and that even if he did make a couple mistakes, which I don't even think he made, he earned the right to stay on that second line and get the benefit of the doubt. Now, Nobby, of course, he went back to a little bit of everything throughout this hockey game. What'd you think of the line blender? It's been a minute since we've talked about it, but it was definitely prevalent this afternoon.
You betcha. Matt Savoy, coming out of this road trip, was probably one of the he was one of the Oilers' best forwards. So to remove him from Draisaitl, who's a staple, an NHL scorer, one of the deadliest in the NHL, was a bad move. And the line that he did go to, and you mentioned it, he went back to Podkolzin and Kapanen. Because they've produced before, I get that. But this is like Kapanen's missed 3 weeks. It's not like he was playing exceptionally well throughout the game. I wouldn't have done that. I would have stuck with what you said with Savoy and Roslovic there.
And I thought the third line, we've seen Pods, Rico, and Freddie start to go a little bit. It just, I'm not a coach in the NHL, but I just think there should maybe be less reactionary moves from one Chris Knoblauch. You can smell the fear from a mile away, brother. And then obviously it didn't go our way. A couple super chats I forgot to mention throughout the show this afternoon. Reminder, all your super chats in support of the Ben Stelter Foundation. An incredible cause. We had an incredible afternoon, and the folks that couldn't make it down, get it on the raffle, buy their tickets. Know that all your super chats are going to an incredible place. Bushbaum, $6.99 says, how was that not too many men on the Oilers at 9:38 of the first period? I don't really remember that one specifically at 9:38 of the first period. Let me quickly go into my TELUS TV and PVR and pull that one back. I don't know. I'll tell you, I don't know how they missed the offsides on the San Jose Sharks' first goal. So, hey, it is what it is. Josh is in, $2.79. Oilers lose and no BBL. The big black laptop from my my new co-host Michael Menzies. Have you noticed from time to time?
So I've noticed how big it is.
It's 2x the size of my laptop, which is a perfectly average size laptop, let me tell you. Right, my girlfriend over there? Perfectly average size. Thank you very much. The funniest part is I have the exact same laptop as Menzies, and it is literally right here in front of us because it's running the whole production right now. I'd like to pick. There is a big BBL here. I guess that's a BBL. It is here, but it's off camera, and if I pick it up, I think I'm going to disconnect the microphones and the camera. So just trust me, we got the BBL. And then the final one, Cadbury Mini Eggs in $5. I miss downtown Connor Brown. Broken heart, $5 for a pen. I don't really totally understand why Connor Brown's on your brain right now, but totally. I mean, if the Oilers PK played dreadful in this game, but I don't overly think they did, but fair enough. I miss Connor Brown too. I miss him all the time. He's one of the more likable players on the Oilers the last couple of years.
When, I just kind of reminisced. I'm like, yeah, I do miss him. But, I mean, did I miss him in this game? Not particularly. Really. But as a whole, yeah, I mean, he did good things for the Oilers.
I miss him coming out of that little cabinet to make the lineup, remember? That was a sick moment for the boys. Boys will be boys no matter how old they are. Hockey players, they're just like us, folks. Except I would never have that Darnell Nurse response in a post-game interview.
No.
I would never do that. They'd be like me coming up here and just being like, what do you guys want to talk about? That pisses me off. And final one before we get into voicemails. Overall, grade the Oilers road trip. 3 games, 3 Pacific Division rivals. They go 1-2. They score 17 goals over that stretch. which if I told you before the road trip began, you'd probably go, damn, brother, averaging over 5 goals a game? I'll take the Oilers. Oh, no. They lost 2 of these games. They absolutely dummy the LA Kings, so it's nice to at least fall back on that one. 3 games against 3 teams that at the time of puck drop were all behind you in the standings. The Anaheim Ducks now above the Oilers by 1 point with several games in hand. The San Jose Sharks are now 6 back of the Oilers with several games in hand. And there will be 2 more meetings between the Oilers and Sharks. I said it on pre-gaming that the Sharks must have a couple teams ahead of them. They have a couple teams ahead of them in the standings. And I don't think the Oilers are one they have circled trying to catch. Pangs, I might be walking that one back a little bit right now because with 2 more head-to-head matchups between the two, anything is on the table between the Sharks and Oilers now.
Yeah, the pressure is on the Edmonton Oilers, and I was just thinking, you talked about the grade, and I was like, okay, I was really leaning towards like an F, but I'll give it a D- for what you said. They did dummy the LA Kings, and then now what I'm trying to do is focus on the positives from this, and the 2 positives that really stand out to me are the play of Matt Savoy and Trent Frederick. Right, the Oilers we've been talking about, they need depth, they need scorers, they need people to produce. Well, Matt Savoy and Trent Frederick, they're finding their game. Those are pluses that they could go with to take back to Edmonton and be like, hey, you know what? Those were 2 bright spots.
Let's all go around the room and say what we're thankful for right now. There's 3 people in this entire ballroom right now. Us 2 and my lovely girlfriend. What are you thankful for? What are you thankful for?
Oh,
she
what a
said
sweetheart.
I paid her to say that. I paid her to say that. Yeah, for me, I'm just gonna go with a D. It can't be an F, even though my mood feels like an F right now.
Yeah.
I brought my mood back up to 40 on the line graph after the last game against LA, remember? Where should I put that one back down to? Maybe 30 or 40. So
you make this?
Yeah, I'm just adding this. I just added here on the side, and I'll continue to play around with
hilarious.
it. At San Jose, I'm going to say I'm at a 25% on the mood board right now.
Nice.
From 40 to 25, in case anyone was curious about how
I like how it instantly goes.
I just want to look at the literal roller coaster that is the Edmonton Oilers. I should have been doing this from game number 1 so you could see 3-game win streak, 5-game losing streak. It's tough times here in oil country. And now it's time for you, the viewer, to take over the program. We've got some voicemails, and all of your voicemails are brought to you by Swiss Donair. New friend here on Oilers Nation After Dark, a delicious friend here on Oilers Nation After Dark. They're home of the old school Donair with options, or with flair if you want some options. Open for 25 years, now open 7 days a week. The pride of the North Side, Swiss Donair. They're great for your events at home or at your office. Check out their location at 8308 144 Ave Northwest or order online at SwissDonair.com. I know the ad read says events at home or office. How about just blackout bombed when you're somewhere in Edmonton North Side? Because we all know it. Domes hit so much better after 6 to 15 beers.
Oh, yeah.
I highly recommend. Maybe not. I don't recommend the 6 to 15 beers, but if you do, I highly recommend a Swiss Donair with options, with some flair. If you want them, producer Brett, we can't hear him this afternoon, but Brett, play me the first voicemail, and I'm curious to hear how oil country be feeling out there. Let it ride.
Oh boy, with this team. I screamed the last voicemail and was told that it can't be played. And so this one, I'm trying to just talk. And I'm about to scream again. So I love all of you guys, and I'm going to go to work now, and I'm going to take it out on a bunch of empty milk crates. Good night, everybody, and hope we'll never die, but the life support is definitely a bunch of beers.
And Swiss Donair, if you want some options there as well. It's almost like I knew what he was about to say. Yeah, man, I appreciate you not screaming that voicemail like the last one, so that's good. I don't really know what else to tell you, man. That's good you have milk crates. That's good that you have something that you can go take out your anger on. Yeah, I should go get my baseball bat from home and just go take it in the backyard. And I maybe just grab an old computer monitor or something like that, like
Office space.
That's exactly what I was. This guy gets it. What would you say you do here? Brother, I wish I had better things to tell you. I wish I could tell you that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that it will be a cup year.
Cup, yeah.
It's always going to be a cup year.
Cup, yeah.
But hope will never die. Hope, not on life support. Come on, we're still third place in the Pacific Division. There's still many reasons for optimism. But really, at the end of the day, all I can bank on right now, 60 games into the season, is 97-29 will magically flip the switch and turn it on, because other than those two, I don't really have that much. No, I still got confidence. And just, I'm dwindling, folks.
A positive that we could take is that, hey, they coming out of the Olympic break, they had a 3-game road trip. That's not ideal. You come back, you have 3 days off, practice, you got coffee, back, again, practice, change some systems up a little bit, and then you take on the Ottawa Senators. You take it 1 game at a time. That's all I got.
Take out your anger on Brady Tkachuk.
Yeah.
And his face. I say he looks like a thumb.
Why?
Brady Tkachuk looks like a thumb.
Yes, he does. Now
looks
that I
like
looked
a
at
thumb.
you, now that I looked at Bordzy's thumb, that looks like Brady Tkachuk.
I'll get a Photoshop. I'll get ChatGPT to Photoshop a thumb on top of Brady Tkachuk, and I'll have that ready for Tuesday. Brett, next batter up. Who do we got for a voicemail, my friend?
Bordzy, you know I am not retiring. Pay no attention to those rumors spread by Liam Horrobin as well as Morgan Freeman. I suppose this was Oilers Nation's way of telling me I didn't pass the audition. Regardless, I refuse to retire. Just like the Oilers refused to retire at the end of that game today against San Jose. I often say the future of life on Earth depends on our ability to take action. Much like today, or should I say tonight, our Edmonton Oilers failed to take action when they really needed to. I won't ramble. I know when I am not wanted, as my replacement has come along already in the form of Morgan Freeman, but I still wait on the phone call. Bordzy, one day perhaps. I leave you with this. Hope will never die. And Siapia.
Cup year.
Cup year.
Shout out the one, the only David Attenborough joining the boys on Oilers Nation Afternoon Delights. Hey, let me tell you right now, nobody could ever replace you. You were the first random celebrity that popped up on the voicemail line when I said, I never want to know who's leaving these voicemails. Also, that last one was Soggy Corpse. That's the first time I've ever heard his voice. Now I'm starting to put faces to names, voices to names as well. David Attenborough, we love and appreciate you very much. Yeah, Morgan Freeman, we've had Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No.
I think we've had maybe the Queen on or something like that. We've had Peyton on many, many times. But thanks for being there with us, David. We appreciate that.
And cup year.
Cup year. Woo. What did he say? Like sup year? I don't know what he said.
Something like that.
It was weird, but I knew what he was saying. Hope will never die. Now, Brett, give me one more voicemail. What do we got?
Well. Yes, it is. I, Morgan Freeman. I heard the rumor I was taking over for David Attenborough, and that rumor is in fact correct. Bordzy, Fred, and my man, Pangs. I'm excited to be on Oilers Nation After Dark and to share my comments on that shootout in San Jose. Something about these early games seemed to be tough for the boys to get up for. Our second and third defense pairing could do a bit more to help. I won't say Olympus has fallen, but Bruce Almighty, can we help our man Kingram out in front of his net a little bit? Just like the march of the Penguins. The goals kept coming. The Oil were seeing red during the last 2 minutes. And maybe we need Angelina Jolie to teach the Oil how to curve the puck into the net like she curved bullets in Wanted. Let me tell you something, friend. Hope is a dangerous thing. Hope can drive a man insane. That being said, hope will never die. And here's to next game. Cup year!
Cup year! Morgan Freeman, what an appearance! Well, I mean, we got to get more celebrities on here. That was what did you write into that prompt for your AI voice to do that? Because the movie references right there, I picked up every single one of those. Those were incredible. I'm not going to say Olympus has fallen, but we might need Bruce Almighty. Brother, I want to know who did that. I want to know who did Morgan Freeman. DM me on Instagram. You don't have to let everybody else know who did it, but I need to know. That
was amazing.
See, that makes me feel better. That's why we open up the voicemail line. You talk it out. You make some jokes, and I might have to go get a Swiss Stone Air on my way home right now.
I like the positivity, ending with the positivity, because hope will never die. When you have 97 and 29 on the team, we could turn this around the next few games. So
You could do it Tuesday against the Ottawa Senators. I thought we did it Thursday against the LA Kings, but damn it, hope will never die. I saw somebody else said, I want to hear James Earl Jones voicemail from the heavens. I want that. That's Darth Vader, technically.
Oh,
That's technically Darth Vader. James Earl Jones, R.I.P. We love and appreciate you. Now, that'll do it for us here on Oilers Nation Afternoon Delight. Big shout out to everybody at Oilers Nation, the Stelter family, and all the volunteers we had as well. Gina. There's a lot more people out there that I'm already blanking on. Delaney, she was here as well. Social media team did a bang-up job. Reese helped set up some stuff. Tristan did a bang-up job. And shout out producer Brett Holden, because he got the short end of the stick this afternoon, where he did not get to come down to the Matrix Hotel. He had to watch that hockey game by himself at the office, a position I have been in many times before. That's why I appreciate you, Brett. We love you. And can't wait for Tuesday night when the Oil take on the Ottawa Senators and Brady Tkachuk, the thumb of the NHL. Pangs, I love you. This is Brady. This is Brady right here.
So, I mean, like,
The
I have
little
darker
baby thumb.
pigmentation. It doesn't look as good as his.
Yeah,
but
this is Brady right
that's,
here.
That's Brady.
Pale white. Pale white. See, I'm not red. I'm
Yeah,
pale
that's what
white.
that's what I was going
Pale
with that.
white.
I was
I'm not
going with
red.
that.
I'm super, super white. But people, we love you all. Please throw down your courtesy like on the way out. Make sure you are subscribed to the ON YouTube channel. And we will talk 12:01 Mountain Standard Time for Oilers Nation every day. Next time we're pre-gaming, 6 p.m. Tuesday night. Taking on the thumb. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Good luck out there tonight. It's only one game. Maybe crack a couple beers and have a Swiss Donair, because I think that's what I'm going to do. Talk Monday.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered, from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.